morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's good to be here with you all. I have done a lot of things since Phase 1, and it seems like it has been just like everyone was saying yesterday, and it's so good to see all of you. And I really can't believe that it's been a full year. I have been in a whirlwind of study and travel and writing and data analysis, and sometimes it's easy to get lost and lose sight of the finish line and get wrapped up in what we're doing, but things like this are really important for myself to take a step back and really understand what's important in the goals we're trying to achieve. And so I searched for a couple pictures of Phase 1, and this is when we were all at the beach on the first day, and I remember running in the sand, having a great time. And then another important memory for me is the finish line at the 5K in the AGU, and I shared that with some of our MS, PhD cohort members and Dream Team members. And over the course of the past year, I've been taking a lot of courses as well as doing data analysis, and one of the things that I was hoping that graduate school would provide me was an opportunity to use not only my research opportunity to study important things, but also use class projects to study relevant things. And in the region that I live in Fort Collins, the Poudre River is a very important resource to all of us, and so one of the things I was able to look at in an environmental engineering class was how our infrastructure and civil engineering of the river has constrained it. And so I got to look at removing some of these physical constraints along the river. And so this is just an example of the methodology I use to look at the places where we would be able to remove some of these physical constraints on the river, looking at where it is, what it's protecting if it's not relevant anymore, the surrounding topography, what would it open up floodplains, would it be allowing us to utilize the natural movement of the river to sustain some of these biological and physical processes that are important to it. And then also I did a group project with land use and water quality, and so we were able to summarize this work and present it to the city of Fort Collins, and it really allowed them to understand, what some of the primary drivers on water quality and its impacts are. And you can see here the areas in red are corn farms in the upstream watershed of the Fort Collins area of the Poudre River, and so these are areas that can cause heavy nutrient loading. And the city of Fort Collins right now has not done anything with the data, but we're hoping that it will be incorporated into their city and watershed planning. And my research from a master's is looking at water diversions in headwater mountainous streams. And my essentially my fundamental research question is how does our water withdrawal in these areas affect the physical and biotic system? And so I'm looking at riparian vegetation, the plants in the streamside areas, and how that manifests, and then also the physical channel template itself. And this is important research question because these riparian areas are biodiversity hotspots. Flora and fauna are really important to maintain the stream ecosystem, and then in terms of management, there only is an increasing demand for water, and so this study would allow policymakers and land managers to make decisions based on how our water is distributed across the landscape. And so in terms of my outside of research extracurricular activities, I'm the president of the Native American Student Association at Colorado State University, and this past spring I helped organize a spring and drum dance event that brought awareness to the upcoming powwow and attracted over 300 students on a beautiful March day, and it was really amazing to see the turnout and the support and respect that a campus that hadn't been exposed to this cultural event, and they were, it was really positive experience. And finally, for my academic and personal goals going ahead, I'm planning on finishing my master's in May. I'm really excited about that. Doing a lot of writing. I want to publish my research in a manuscript continue to study rivers all across the globe. And just a couple pictures of some examples of rivers that I've been looking at and working on. And then finally, professional achievement and goals. I attained a United States Forest Service Chief Scholar Program with the help of the MS PhDs. I wouldn't have known about it if it weren't for you, and this has allowed me to have the opportunity to have a permanent position with the Forest Service after I graduate. And this is a picture of our cohort, the first cohort, Chief Scholar Program, specifically devoted to diversifying the Forest Service, with the Chief of the Forest Service in the center. And so I just want to say to all of you and all of your support, thank you so much.